so here we go. We are at week 11, which is all very exciting. And we've got one more week to go, and we're getting really into this whole cleansing, detoxing part. So with the detox, what you need to know is you have to have completed up to week 10 before we'll let you do this. And this is because your body, if you're not ready, or if you haven't done those steps, your body, especially if you've never done a detox or a cleanse before, your body could be very toxic and you could get quite sick when you do this detox if you haven't prepared. So please make sure you have completed everything before you move on to detoxification. There's levels of detoxification, which I'm going to go into in this so you can get an idea of what options you have, what you can do, because what happens is some people who have done this cleanse, this program, what will happen is you will be fine. You'll be feeling really good and you'll be like, I don't need a detox. Other people will be like, I'm feeling good, but there's still more work to be done, time for a detox. And other people will be like potentially detoxing already and feeling pretty average, which means you need to do more detoxing too. If you feel like you're feeling stuck and you haven't seen many changes, even though you've been doing everything, then a detox could absolutely be the thing that you need. If you haven't been doing everything and you're feeling like crap and you haven't seen changes, well, that's because you haven't done it and you're not ready for a detox. Okay, so I think that's most of the common things that could be going on. Of course, come to the calls and we will support you more through this and answer your questions. So, cleansing time. Yes. First, we're going to go quickly over the systems of elimination, just so you get an idea of what's going on, what a detox is, why you're doing it, all that sort of thing. The first thing you need to know is do not do a detox if it is really cold, okay? But only spring and summer and warm seasons are recommended of detoxing. And what we're doing when we're doing this is we are bringing in all the good stuff. So when you're doing the liver cleanse, you're bringing in all the herbs, you've been doing all the pre-work prior, that's bringing all the good stuff in. And then a liver cleanse is very much just about getting all the gunk out. It's like out, really quickly, really fast. Liver cleansing, you can do quite a few of these. You don't have to just do one. In fact, I'd recommend, if you've never done them, to do a series of them over a period of a few months, and I'll explain that later. The juice cleanse is a bit different. So the juice cleanse is all about lots of nutrients in and lots of toxins out, and you're not eating much. So you're basically almost fasting. You're having juices and things like that, pretty much just juice. And in those juices, there's a lot of nutrients. So it's lots of good in and lots of bad out. And with the juice cleanse, you would have been doing all the 10 weeks prior, and you would have also started doing the gut healing, because the juice one is more for gut related problems. The liver one is more for liver related problems. You are more than welcome to do both. You don't do them at the same time, must do them separately and have a few weeks in between. Yeah, all good. And technically you can do them in any order, so you can just feel into which one you feel more drawn to doing. We want to listen to our intuition. If you feel, not in here, but in here, if you feel drawn, oh, I really want to do the liver one, or oh, I really want to do the juice one, do that first. However, if you've had a lot of gut problems, I would recommend doing the gut one first and then the liver one, because what will happen is if you do the liver one first and you've got gut problems, you're releasing a whole lot of toxins and they can get reabsorbed through the gut when the gut's really inflamed, when you've got leaky gut or increased permeability going on. So we want to try and reduce that and heal up the gut first, and then do the detox, the liver cleanse afterwards. So it's all about getting rid of the old and the cruddy and all the stuff that's just not useful anymore. It's like having a spring clean for your body. But like, you know, when you go through your clothes in your cupboard every few years, do you go through that? I do that, and I go, what the hell is that? Oh my God, I can't believe he used to wear that. Or, oh, that makes me feel yuck when I look at it. Or I've never worn that. All of that stuff. Detoxing is just like that. It's like having, or you can think of it like taking your car for a service. If we don't change the oil, if we don't look after it, it breaks down. And it's the same with our body. Obviously, the better we eat, the less stress we have, all that sort of stuff. the less we need to do this. However, to maintain good health, great hormones, vitality, clean skin, vibrant skin, longevity, so anti-aging, all of that stuff, we highly recommend, or I highly recommend, doing a detox once a year. And you can just, after this program, you're going to have many to choose from for the future. So this is really great. So yes, it is kind of hard work, because there's a lot of toxins that are going to come out. So when you detox, yes, you can get headaches and nausea and tiredness and all that sort of stuff. That's quite common. The reason we did the 10 weeks before is to try and reduce that as much as possible, but you're going to take it to the next level here. So you're going to get a bit more of that, probably, most likely. The other thing is that emotionally we are addicted to stuff. We have addictions to food and habits and all this sort of stuff. So when we do a detox, often it can be quite an emotional journey. So get ready for it. Don't freak out and go, oh my God, it's going to be so scary and so hard. I'm just telling you all the facts so you know it. Sometimes it's not that hard. Sometimes it's really easy. It just depends on the person, the situation, their body, if they've done it before, how they're feeling in themselves, all that sort of stuff. What you'll notice when you come through and do a detox with me is everyone has a different experience. Just like all of these things through this program, everyone's having sort of similar but different. It's kind of, oh, I've had that one, I haven't had that one, she's got this one, they've got that one. It's all a bit different. So you need to give up your old habits, and this can definitely trigger some emotional stuff. Whenever we detox the liver, we're always dealing with, whenever we're doing the liver, it's always anger and all that sort of stuff. So you can get quite emotional, can get quite angry. If you've got blood sugar issues, that will also tie in there. And the gut is all about how you digest life, which is we hold a lot of emotion in our gut. So yes, it can be a bit of an emotional journey. This is partly why I'm going to be running, or I run a 6 week, every 6 weeks I'll be running a detox with you. Yeah, so you can choose the date that is going to work for you, and I'll tell you more about that later. So what we've got is we've got 6 channels of elimination, and the most important ones are the gut and the liver. The 3 primary ones are liver, kidneys, and digestion. These are the 3 keys. What I find is when you do detox the digestive system and the gallbladder liver, you pretty much cover everything else. So this is why I've focused on digestive, the gut cleanse, and the liver gallbladder flush. You can do kidney cleanses, but I haven't put it in here, and I don't find, unless you've got an obvious kidney problem, then of course you can do one and you can talk to me about that. But otherwise, if you're just general health, hormone problems, you don't have a kidney problem, digestive health and gallbladder problem, digestive tract and gallbladder detoxing and cleansing is the way to go. So symptoms. So we've got a pyramid here. Love pyramids. And what we tend to see with people is that people get the symptoms of skin problems, hormone problems, mood problems, energy problems, lung issues, like asthma, allergies, immune problems, all those things. These are what we call, or what I call, the top of the pyramid, yeah? So these are the things that are on the surface, yeah? And they are caused by problems with the gut, liver, kidneys, yeah? So these guys not eliminating toxins, essentially, or not functioning properly, yeah? And then these are caused by deficiencies, stress, pollution, lifestyle, toxins, and diet. So what we have done is we've been working on this bottom, the root of the root, for the last 10 weeks. We've been getting all this stuff sorted, yeah? Now we're here. We're ready to do the detox phase, yeah? And what happens is once these guys are better, then these guys here start to sort themselves out. So we're literally working backwards. Standard medicine goes the other way. It says, oh, you got a problem with the skin, here, have a drug, shut up skin. And then these problems get worse, these problems get worse, and then really this one just gets worse and worse, and you need more and more drugs for it. It doesn't fix it, it doesn't heal it. So we're doing it differently. We want to start here, which is what you guys have been doing for these 10 weeks. Now we're into this one here, which is very important. If you want to get shifts in the body that transform and change, you have to detox. You can do a lot with just this. But to get really, really well, you have to take it to the next level. If all your symptoms up here have gone away and you're feeling awesome, don't worry about doing this. You don't need to right now. If your symptoms are good and you still want to do it, you sure can still do one, because it's not going to hurt you. It's only going to benefit you. And the truth is most of us are going to have some sort of chemicals and toxins building up in our body. So yeah, it's going to be a great thing to do as well. If you are where you are now and you're feeling, if you're in a chronic state of inflammation, you've got a chronic fatigue scenario, your symptoms, you know who you are, you're in that limey, moldy kind of environment, you may not be ready to do this detoxing for a little bit longer. It's going to take you longer. You might have to do this program 2 or 3 times before you get there. And I know you know this because the journey that you're on, you've probably been on it for a very long time already, and you know it's very slow. So I just thought I'd mention that there. But we will get you here. Our goal is to get you here so that these guys here can start to sort themselves out. So there are some warnings around detoxification. Do not do this if you are sick, run down in the middle of winter, really stressed, you've had urgent surgery, or you've had a significant illness or injury in the last few weeks. If you're not fully, if you're not healed, if you've had surgery or something like that, you need to wait until you're fully healed, your energy's back, the drug residues are out, and you're giving yourself a bit of time to recover from that. Yeah. If you are elderly or feeling very frail, have a debilitating disease, and this is where you get this whole chronic fatigue limey thing, you're kind of in this picture here a little bit. You're not there, but you could be. You're sort of in between these two. We have to get you back into a bit better state before we can do it. That being said, sometimes we need to do a detox to get you out of that state. And so it can be a little bit of a when do I do it? How bad am I going to feel kind of thing. But that is why I'm here. This is why I'm here to guide you and help you with that. So I will definitely help you with that process on when to decide and that sort of thing. Definitely do not do these things if you're pregnant, lactating, or a child under 14 years of age. Children, there is one detox here that children can do, which is the clay packing. That's absolutely fine, and I highly recommend people do that with them. And maybe even the water one if you feel like they're dehydrated, but they're not gonna, you're not gonna need to do that one. Pretty much if you've got questions, send us a message if you're not sure where you are.